Welcome to another video on this YouTube channel. Today we are going to look at the small cap mutual funds category. As you know, the purpose of this video and this YouTube channel is to explain the basic concepts of mutual funds in a very simple and easy to understand way. The target audience of this channel and most of the videos on this channel are new mutual fund investors, people who don't know much about investing, much about the basics of mutual funds. Uh, my name is Paresh. I am an NISM certified and AMFI registered mutual fund distributor and advisor. My ARN number is 334516. On the right hand side of every slide, you will see this QR code. You can scan this QR code on your phone, download the Funds Bazaar app, and start investing in mutual funds right away. You will also find the link to the Funds Bazaar website in the description of this video. You can also click on the link, go to the website on your desktop or laptop, and register yourself and start investing in mutual funds as well as shares, buy insurance policies, invest in fixed deposits. There are multiple financial products listed on this app. It's a very good app, very good website, and a very good platform. Before we move ahead, this is the mandatory disclaimer. I will leave you with the disclaimer for a few seconds. The gist is that mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. You need to read all scheme related documents carefully before investing in any scheme. The past performance of the mutual funds is not necessarily indicative of future performance of that particular scheme. Right. So whenever a new investor comes into the market, the first problem that they face is the explosion of fund categories, right? So when you go to a mutual fund company website, most of them have around 50 to 60 different types of schemes. There's flexi cap, there's arbitrage fund, there's hybrid debt, mid cap, focused, large cap, ELSS, multi cap. So what are these different types of schemes? We have been hearing this, mutual fund sahi hai, mutual fund sahi hai. Okay, mutual fund is right for you, especially if you are a novice to the world of investing. However, not every scheme is right for everyone, right? Depending on your risk profile, depending on your investment horizon, depending on your the goal amount that you or the kind of goal that you are planning to invest, the kind of scheme that you should invest in changes, and that is the role and job of a mutual fund advisor to help you navigate this complex maze of schemes and identify and shortlist the right schemes for you so that you are most likely to achieve your investment goals. As I said, I'm a mutual fund advisor and I can help you do that. But if you are a new investor and you don't know much about this industry, it is highly recommended that you go through an advisor or a distributor so that they can suggest you the right schemes for you. So what are these different types of caps? You keep hearing these terms: large cap, mid cap, small cap. So let us understand what these caps are, right? So according to SEBI definition, large cap are the top 100 companies by market capitalization. Mid cap are the 101st to 250th company in terms of market capitalization, and small caps are 251st ranked and beyond. So what is market capitalization? Very simple mathematical formula. Market capitalization is equal to number of shares outstanding into price per share. So the share price of a company changes literally every second. So the market cap keeps changing. However, in terms of relative performance, the market cap, if you were to rank the companies in the decreasing order of their market cap, you will see very little movement amongst the different categories, right? So when you list or or rank the all the listed companies on a particular stock exchange in the decreasing order of their market capitalization, the top 100 companies are called large cap companies. The next 150 companies, so companies ranked 101 to 250th are mid cap, and 250 ranked 258 first and beyond are small caps. So when we are talking about small cap funds, those funds predominantly invest in the small cap category. So companies rank 250, 251st and beyond. So this is the official definition of a small cap mutual fund, an open-ended equity scheme that predominantly invests in small cap stocks. Minimum investment in small cap category has to be 65% of total assets. The remaining 35, the fund manager is free to invest in any other category, or keep it as cash or money market instruments. Right. So now that we have understood what small cap means and what are the different categories, why choose small cap funds? You must have seen that this particular category has exploded in popularity over the last few years. It has given phenomenal returns in the last say 3, 4, 5 years. In fact, it has been the best performing category in terms of the returns given. So why do you want to choose small cap funds, right? So this is the reason, right? So you when you look at this pyramid, right? Small caps are companies which are ranked 251st and beyond, right? So basically, these are 250 companies. So the index typically means rank 251st and 500, but then there are 500 other companies, right, which are just as good as these companies which are ranked 251st and 500. So in the market currently, right, there are 1150, so approximately 1100 companies that have a market cap above 1500 crores, out of which 906 are in the small cap category, right? So a majority of company over 1500 crores of market cap. 1500 crores of market cap is a large enough number. So these are not really your small mom and pop stores. These are well established. I won't call them well established, but definitely well known companies, and the market has rewarded them with a good share price. So there are around 900 companies having a market cap of more than 1500 crores, which are in the small cap category. Another important reason is that, so first, in the previous slide we saw the sheer size of opportunity, right? When you talk about small cap, we are talking about say around 900 odd companies, which are a good candidate for investment. If you look at large cap, there are only 100 companies. In the mid cap, there are only 150 companies, eligible companies. But small cap, the universe is so large, right? So there are literally hundred thousands, 1,000 plus companies which fit the definition, where the fund manager, a small cap fund manager, can invest your money into. And another key characteristic of this particular category is that there are some emerging industries that are represented only in the small cap space. So these are some of the industries or sectors of the economy, of the Indian economy, that are unique only to the small cap segment. So sectors or industries like renewables, textiles, building materials, real estate, specialty chemicals. If you want an exposure to these sectors, if you as an investor believe that these sectors are going to be the next engine of growth of the Indian economy, you have no option but to play in the small cap segment, right? Do you understand? You cannot get an exposure to these segments if you invest only in large cap or only in mid cap funds, because these sectors are not represented. The companies which are operating in these segments and that are listed on the on the stock exchanges are only categorized in the small cap segment. So if you really believe that these sectors are going to be the next engines of growth, or these sectors will be benefiting from various growth drivers that are present in the Indian economy, you have to play in the small cap space, right? Now, another important aspect of these sectors, if we just look at the names, right? So textiles, building materials, real estate, specialty chemicals, these are what typically known as legacy industries, right? So these are the industries where there is significant opportunity, not just from an organic growth perspective, but also from operational efficiency. So things like digital transformation, okay, things like access to foreign markets, things like access to institutional capital, which can help speed up the company's processes and professionalize it. These are the various growth drivers that are unique to this small cap segment. And this is where the potential to discover the next set of multi-baggers comes from. Multi-baggers is basically stocks which typically provide 5 times the return, 5x, 6x, these kind of returns. And a majority of these companies are present only in the small cap segment. A lot, quite a few of the companies which are there in the mid cap segment currently were small cap at some point of time, right? So the next set of winners, the next set of stocks or shares or companies which are going to multiply your wealth by 5x, 6x times, they are going to come mostly from this segment, the small cap segment only. So if you want this kind of exposure, if you want these kind of returns, you have to invest in the small cap segment. And a good way of doing that is taking an exposure to the small cap funds. However, it must be pointed out that small cap investments carry very, very high risk, right? So they are highly volatile. So when market drops, small cap small cap indices will drop, far more than, the broader market indices like Nifty 50 or Nifty mid cap or Nifty large cap. So these are some of the headlines from recent times. So more than 40 small cap stock drop, 10 to 24% amid tariff concerns, right? Uh, Whenever there has been a crash in the market, right, you can look at almost every time the market has corrected, the broader market or the indices, the headline indices like the Sensex or the Nifty have corrected, say more than say 10%, 15%. You will always see small caps or the small cap indices will correct far more than that, because that's the nature of this space, right? There is the liquidity is tight. You can't really get in and get out of those positions very quickly. Those stocks are usually highly volatile. So when the overall market corrects, these stocks correct far more than the overall market. So this is a very good summary of, the volatility that you can see of small caps. So these are some of the crash and recovery period, and you are seeing the drawdown in the Nifty small cap 250 TRI, total return index. So this is the entire small cap index that we are looking at. Look at the drawdown. Drawdown means what is the maximum decline, you know, that the index has witnessed during these crash and recovery period. Incredible. You can look at minus 76% drawdown, and this index, the small cap index, remained below the crash level for 64 months. That is the recovery time. That means it took 5 years for small caps to recover to the pre crash level. That's a very, very long period, right? So that is the unique nature of the small cap space, right? You can expect returns which are far greater than any other category or any other market segment. At the same time, you also need to be prepared for these kind of crashes and ready to hold your investments for a significantly long period of time. 64 months the index had not returned to its pre-crash level. How many investors would have the patience and guts to hold their investments for more than 5 years? Every time you're looking at your portfolio for 5 continuous years or 64 months, you're looking at a negative, a sign there. So small cap investors need to have a very long investment horizon, so 7 to 10 years, and very high risk tolerance to reap gains. The purpose of telling you all this is not to scare you off from small cap investments, but I want to give you a realistic picture of what is possible. Right? Imagine you put 1 lakh rupees, you know, in say December 2007 in small caps. In Jan 08 or somewhere, I think somewhere in between, maybe March 08, April 08, that amount suddenly went down to 24,000, right? So you're staring at a loss of 76,000 in maybe less than a year. And then this remained in negative for the next, 63, 60 months or so. How many of the investors would have had the patience to keep staring at that negative or no red lined loss for 60 months? I don't think too many investors, right? So this is the kind of risk, this is the kind of volatility, and this is the kind of patience you need to have if you are investing in small cap mutual funds, right? Again, the reason of presenting this data is not to scare you off, but to give you a realistic perspective of what kind of things you need to be prepared for as a small cap investor. Same thing, right? In Jan 20 from Jan 2018 to May 2021, the maximum drawdown was minus 60%. The small cap index crashed by almost 60% and took 14 months to return to the pre-crash levels. So let's look at small cap fund category or a small cap category as a performance. So these are some of the prominent equity fund categories. Look at small cap. Over a 10-year period, it has delivered a return of 15.8%, which is the highest among the major categories which you are seeing over here. Now, one thing, first of all, past performance is no guarantee of future. Just because over last 10 years small cap funds have delivered 15.8% annualized return on average does not mean it will be the similar returns over the next 10 years or so. Secondly, this is the category average. There would be funds which have given more returns than this, and there would also be funds which have given lesser return than what you are seeing right now. Another important point to note is that among the all major equity categories which are listed over here, I mean large cap, large and mid, flexi, multi, mid cap, small cap, this is the highest performing category, right? 15.84. If you look at the last column, 10 years column, 15.84, small cap has returned, is given the highest returns, followed by mid cap, which is expected because the exponential growth or the 5x, 6x times multi-baggers are far more likely to come from small cap and maybe next mid cap rather than the large cap funds. But having said that, you also need to remember the previous two slides where you saw the kind of crashes that were happened that had happened and the amount of time it took for the index to recover. So these are some of the well-performing small cap funds. These are just representative funds. I'm sure there are many other funds. Every mutual fund company has its own small cap fund. So Bandhan Small Cap Fund over the last 5 years, annualized return, fantastic return, 32.52%. Tata Small Cap, similar returns, 30.9, 31% return. HDFC, 31.5%. SBI Small Cap, 25.77%. 5 years returns we are looking at. If you look at 10 years, around 17.5, 17.7% return for HDFC and SBI Small Cap respectively. So this is a very quick snapshot of the small cap category. I have tried to give you the understanding of this category, why small caps are important, uh, what kind of returns that you can expect, and more importantly, what are the risks that you have to be prepared for. Now, if you are a first-time investor, in mutual funds, good news for you is that investing in mutual funds is a fully online process. You don't need to fill any form, don't need to sign anywhere. There are no Xerox copies to be submitted. There is no passport size photographs to be stuck anywhere. All you need is Aadhaar card number, PAN card number, and a cancelled check photo. So the from the bank account from where you're going to invest into mutual funds, you need a cancelled check photo of that particular bank account. How to invest? You scan this QR code on the right using your mobile phone, or you can go to the description of this video. You will find a link to the website, Funds Bazaar website. You click on that link or download that app, then you enter your name, mobile number, email, click submit. You will receive two OTPs, one on your email, one on your mobile phone. You enter those two OTPs so that your email and mobile numbers are verified. After that, there is a simple KYC process wherein you have to submit your Aadhaar card, your PAN card, and upload a cancelled check photo. During this process, if you face any difficulties or you need any guidance in terms of identifying what are the right schemes for you, I'm a mutual registered mutual fund distributor and advisor. You can contact me on this WhatsApp number 9757309269. I would be happy to answer all your queries and suggest a suitable investment plan for you depending on your investment horizon, your investment needs, and your investment goals. I hope you have got the gist of what this small cap space is about, the kind of risk and the kind of returns that you can expect. I wish you all a very happy and prosperous mutual fund investment process, and keep watching this channel for more basic concepts of mutual funds, different categories, uh, you know, uh, different frameworks, investment frameworks. Thank you for watching this video, and happy investing.